Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Elden Ring. This time I'm going to show you how to defeat the Fallingstar beast of Sellia Crystal Tunnel. If you were sent here by a trap, leave, don't fight this boss. If you're low level, probably below 70, don't fight this boss. I am in love with Elden Ring, but I hate this boss. This is the second one I've fought and I can't stand it. The arena is very small, and the boss uses a lot of big AoE gravity magic, so you have to be very careful. And you should ideally use a weapon that is quicker than the one I'm using. I'm primarily just going in for 1 or 2 hits at most, but even then, because the arena is so small, I can wind up getting pushed against a wall and just taking a ton of damage. So you have to be very, very careful in this fight, and do your best to not even keep the boss in the middle, because even that's a bad idea in Phase 2 because of an ability that it uses that basically covers a huge, huge area. But you just don't want to put yourself against a wall. That is key to this fight. I'll go over the abilities now. It has this big jump roll. If you are close to the boss, you can roll into it and not take damage. However, the safest bet is to roll to the right, and then you should be okay. But if you're too far away, then you're better off just blocking. It's a weird move that kind of arcs in, and then when the boss rolls, you can take damage from the roll itself. The boss can do a bull rush. It should normally do it 3 times, but for some reason I saw it do it 4 times during this fight. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure the boss has fully stopped before you commit to doing any damage. The tail swipes are very treacherous because the tail actually grows as it's happening. So the tail kind of extends out of the boss. As you can see here, it grows almost double in size, and then it does the tail swipe. If you notice the boss's pincers start glowing purple and clicking, you got to watch your feet for any purple electricity, and then once that appears, roll out of the way. It'll do it 3 times, and on the 3rd time, it's a big AoE, so you want to try to run out of that AoE. And unfortunately, you have to do your best to look at how big that area of effect is, and if it's easier or more safe to run forward out of it than back or to the side, do that. You want to get out of that area as quickly as possible. With that said, however, you can just roll and avoid the damage, but it is very difficult. So this ability here triggers Phase 2, and that is why I said keeping the boss in the middle of the room is not a good idea. Because if the boss is in the middle of the room and it uses that ability, your likelihood of surviving it, or not even getting caught up in it, let alone surviving, is pretty low. So do your best to keep the boss against walls, but don't you yourself get put up against a wall. It's very difficult. That's why I recommend just doing this boss later on in the game. The rewards are not that serious, but just try that. So this is the big area of effect again. You saw I had purple lightning twice, and then on the 3rd one, it was a big area of effect that I just ran out of. It's hard to even anticipate that happening. Just got to be careful. When the boss jumps at you, it will swipe its head, and if you notice that it rears back and clicks its pincers like it did just there, that's a grab, and that's a really deadly grab, so you have to be careful. If the pincers aren't glowing purple and there's no electricity or anything, and you see them clicking several times while the boss just sort of stands still, it's the grab. So just be very, very careful. All right, so I'm near a wall here, and this just isn't good. So the camera starts flipping out because now the boss is flipping out. It's just a mess. Okay, so the boss is near the center of the room, and it's going to use this big AoE thing. I'm going to get up against the door, and I still get lifted. So it's not that it's unavoidable. It's that you need to try to position the boss against a wall in order to give yourself any hope of making it out alive. So this is the big area of effect. Unfortunately, I didn't get out because I ran up against a wall. This whole room is a nightmare. Luckily, I blocked that move, and even though I'm using a 2-handed sword, the block still worked. Blocked about 60% of the damage. That's very helpful. But again, very treacherous fight. The boss only has a couple more hits, but I just used 3 or 4 flasks there in quick succession because of bad camera angles and a wall and a giant bull in the china shop. So in Phase 2, after the boss does a bull rush, it can use this beam. This is your opportunity for big damage. Just run up against the boss and deal damage, just like dragons. And that's it. Again, come back to this boss later in the game. All you get for it is a bell that unlocks the ability to purchase level 1 and 2 Somber Smithing Stones. It's not that serious of a reward. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Robin, I wasn't able to find him in that city either. I don't know the answer to that. But I don't know if he's meant to be there. Like, I know Ronnie says she's surprised that, you are the one who gave her the treasure.